Thanks for being with us today. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember to hit the bell for notifications. See you soon. Bye.
Well, we got stuck in a whiteout blizzard in Colorado, lost our solar panels, but we're thankful the State Patrol were able to come to the rescue.
We're waking up this morning, so it's Saturday on this gorgeous river. This is kind of where we stayed, next to these mountains. The sun just barely coming up there. There's the river going down. Yeah, it's a pretty nice spot. It's just off the freeway, so it's easy off, easy on. Here's the rig. It played hell in the last couple of days. We had some pretty serious weather. It needs a bath pretty bad too. The whole thing here. Even our thing on the back, pretty filthy. I'm gonna try to wash it here next day or so since we're back in the sunshine. Like there's solar cells up there. When we turned and started going left on 80, I think, or something. We was in a blizzard, and so the cells had the two actuators actually holding them down, and then it had two bungees on it, and it blew them all the way over to the side, so they were hanging down on this side out on the freeway. And so I was able to get over about 8 inches of snow to where I was right at the edge, and State Patrol come around, wouldn't know what he could do, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to get this thing back over in 60-mile-an-hour winds. But anyhow, I was going to get out some wrenches, dig them out of the trailer, and actually unbolt the cells, slide them inside, and then try to lift it up over, because then it wouldn't have the wind restriction. And then I thought, well, if I drive on the other side of the freeway, tie a rope to them, and I tied it underneath on some half-inch angle iron and double whipped it so it couldn't go over real quick or whatever. Anyhow, so he stopped the traffic, and we went to turned around, tied the rope on him. He come and helped me, and we pushed them over, and they went over pretty darn quick. I only lost one cell through the whole thing, cracked the glass on it. And then it ripped some wires apart, and I got them back together now. And we're actually, the sun just come up, and we're at 400 watts, I think, or something like that. So I still got 900 watts of usable solar. So we'll see how it goes. But then on the same thing on our propane tank, the one day, I could say it was 60-mile-an-hour winds and probably 20 degrees, 15 degrees, I don't know. But we couldn't get the propane to work, and I come out here and look, and you can see our tank underneath there. This whole thing here with just one solid big block of ice. And I guess it was just because of the water or whatever splashing up on it. And anyhow, it was too cold. I still had 50%, but it was too cold. And then eventually what happened, the two wires going into the solenoid that opens up the gas valve actually got water in them, and it had the wires sealed all the way up to within the last fraction of an inch, right where they went into the actual coil or the contactor that makes the valve open and close. And it must have froze in there and then busted a wire or something. So we're without propane without heat. They do start the engine, and we got the heat in the back and in the front from the engine. And then, but it means no propane, so no hot water on the propane side, no oven, no heat. But we do have the engine to do heat, and we was lucky our water heater here when we got it. We went with electric propane, so we turned on our electric. It did drain my batteries down a little bit, but we were both able to take a nice refreshing shower this morning in hot water. So, you know, it's a thing to think of. If you've got enough solar and batteries, I guess it'd be the batteries to run your electric, but we did go down to 69%, but now the sun's up and I'm up to a little over 100 watts, I think. So it's going to be a sunshiny day, so they'll build back up. But it was nice to take a shower, because the first day coming up through Denver, I was looking at the map and we was going to cut across the lower part of Colorado on 50 and go over a pass. And then their big storm was coming. They said don't do the pass. So I'm looking at it, and it looks like if we went up through Denver towards Wyoming, we'd get out of the stuff. And all the way across, going say to the left out of Denver, which we was thinking about, the whole storm went all the way over to Utah. And so I thought, well, I'll just drive through it through Denver, get up higher of it, Wyoming, it'd be done with. Well, Denver was hell. I did 200 miles in some of the worst snow condition, road conditions I ever drove in. And I'm from Washington, and I've drove in some pretty nasty roads. And this was a little wicked. Well, we got up there, and like I say, we turned, and the wind was coming in the face of us. And, you know, I had to stop a couple times to get all the ice and crap off the windshield so the windshield wipers would work. But anyhow, we went up, hit Wyoming, Cheyenne, I think it was, and turned left. We didn't make it a mile down because then the wind was on the side. Blew the whole things over. And I did get cracked in the head pretty good. Should have got stitches maybe. It's doing okay now. I've got a pretty nasty black eye and all that, but it'll cure. You know, nobody got killed. We learned some lessons. So, like, you know, a lot of things the good Lord gives us, it's for trial and error, you know, for us to learn. Because there's always good out of the bad if you look at it that way. So I learned some lessons, and I'm going to redo some stuff, and this will never happen again. So I learned my lesson. Just got a black eye and a gash in my eyebrow, so the eyebrow will grow over and cover it up, so everything will be fine. Sounds like a train's coming. There's a big tunnel right here that probably goes like a mile through this mountain. But anyhow, when we turned left and that happened, like I say, it was 60 mile an hour in, probably 15 degrees. And I mean, it was just ferocious in a storm. So we went back, found a place to park in between two semis, stayed the night, got up the next morning and traveled about, there's the train, so it's going in the tunnel now. But yesterday we drove 450 miles just to get out of all that weather. And now we're in the sunshine. So everybody's happy. We're all showered up. We're going to Ogden, Utah, and check out Salt Lake Flats. But anyhow, the river's pretty tempting to fish, but I don't have a license, and in my older age, I try not to break the law, because, you know, you think you ain't gonna get caught. And there's a story about 2 o'clock in the morning when I was fishing with 2 poles, the game warden walked up on me and got like $100 fine. So, don't think you can get by with stuff, because somebody's always gonna come and get you. So it's time for us to head out and go. So I'll cut this video, and we'll see you in Salt Lake. Time's getting short. Gotta go. See you later.
Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember to hit the bell for notifications.